questions we need to ask ourselves. Are we prepared to move? There are some crops you don't plant on waterways, for example, because erosion must go, the water must find its way.
Yes.
You can't block it.
Water will always find its way.
And because we are an agrarian society where we have so much of afforestation, what you need to do is to ask experts, seek their opinion when we are to go into planting. Some of us, when we were young, we plant cassava. We lump it with melon and maize.
You plant like three, four crops.
On the same plant is the cassava. Few days after planting cassava, you put in maize. 2 days after, you put in melon. So that's what they do in some part of Ogun State here. After the melon already is sprawling on the ground. Because that one covers the ground. It's like granite that spreads.
Okay.
So it reduces weeds. The maize is just going taller. Cassava is quickly going taller. But you know what's happening? By 3.5 to 4 months, you begin to harvest your maize. Then they begin up. After harvesting your maize, then cut them into two, put them together. After about a week, now come and remove from the shell in the river, and then you can spread it somewhere. Melon, you dry it, then you start selling. Then cassava is still growing up. But these days, we hardly have farmers who do that.
When they are not, it's like they are not well enlightened.
Education and enlightenment. Then those days, they will buy some fertilizers, NPK, I can't remember the number now.
To help.
So you put it there and put it in just to energize the land.
Well, what do we have to do? It isn't bush burning, bush clearing without consideration. And when you burn these bushes, it kind of reduces the nutritional
value of the soil. Yes.
Which will affect the growth of these crops you're talking about.
On a good day, you're supposed to till the land, use tractors to clear and then prepare
the land.
So that when you do that and you plant, you go there, you weed, and then at the end of the day, the crops are growing. That is for food crops. For cash crop like cocoa, like rubber, like this lane you put maybe after about 10 meters, you put each seedling you plant for your cocoa.
Okay.
As it's growing up, the in between, you put pineapple. So
and they all grow together.
Yeah, they grow together. You'll be harvesting in Mr. A and Miss B. But where is agriculture in our society these days? Somebody really clears the land, plants. Somebody goes there and sets fire because he's looking for rodents.
That's wasted effort. What happened to all the effort that person
that is it.
Doing all what he did?
So somebody goes there and
just because they are looking for this what do they call it?
Rabbits now. Rodents, rabbits. As little as that, you now set fire. And so some people who plant oil palm tree. Oil palm tree. So when they plant it, they clear everywhere. In between the aisles, you can still plant maize. Why this one is growing, that one too is growing. So we need to. It's like as a nation, we are yet to understand the value of agriculture.
And it's really affecting us.
How much are they selling?
It's affecting us.
How much are they selling a bowl of garri now? My producer is shaking his head. You must buy at least 2 bowls this weekend because the children must eat.
They have to eat.
They must eat.
And it's really affecting us. It's affecting
you can't tell them you have not collected salary.
Because it's like dollar has affected everything. Even those food crops that ought not to be affected by dollars. The market will tell you.
Why do we dollarize our economy? That's another question.
Because of the dollar.
Why do we dollarize our economy? Are you buying garri with dollar?
Exactly.
I sent somebody go and get me lettuce or this small vegetable, and they said, how can you sell this one at 200 naira? I said because of dollar. Is the dollar used? Is it the one you use to plant a wedu or okra?
Some people still know they still engage in this cassava planting within the
neighborhood. Can it be
people still make garri, but how many people have the time to do it?
Not even that.
How many people are committed towards doing that?
You know that this disturbing scenario in the last couple of days. I keep seeing trucks loaded with cassava,
Cassava.
driven out of Abeokuta. I don't know where they are going to. I saw 3 trucks 2 days ago. That was on Wednesday. We were going home, and we parked in front of popular petrol station along Abiola Way. And these trucks were just bypassing. 3 of them fully loaded. They packed and loaded it, and they were taking it away. Why would you now buy a bowl of garri for 1,500 naira when what you should have used to prepare it is taken to somewhere you don't know?
And the funniest thing is when you eat at a go, the whole thing is finished. It's not as if when you make a banana, you still have leftover. You can still manage for a couple of days.
I don't know whether it happens to you. I know it happens to most of us who are in the program. When you don't have enough food or enough money in your pocket, you feel hungry.
Yes.
Am I lying?
I think it happens.
You feel hungry.
You feel hungry at the slightest.
At the point, they said they want to use cassava to prepare flour for bread. We don't know whether they're even using it for flour.
I think we sampled it on 1 or 2 occasions, and people were not really
at
pleased with the output.
At the point, they were taking yam to America. I don't know whether they go to the airport again with yam. You see, we need to have.
What's the way out?
We don't need policy somersault. What we need is consistent implementation of our policies.
Policies to be put in place.
Now we are talking about weather. Are we prepared? It was almost raining last night. I didn't know why in our own area suddenly the tide just went down.
Yes, it happened.
Yesterday evening, it rained in some part of the Bara. Didn't get to Adaton car wash area. God works in miraculous ways. So then we climate change, excess rainfall.
This year.
Those people who are fond of dumping refuse in their drainages are prepared.
Are we guarding against
it? And those of us who love planting, do we look at the topography of the land before we go there to go and plant? Then what type of crops do you plant that will not be washed away by erosion? Some people, my producer will tell you, go and plant plantain at your backyard. Sometimes it yields. You don't need to go and buy another plantain in the market. When you cut that one,
you can always fry it or even eat it cooked.
Children will eat something in the kitchen now.
And do you know how much you get that plantain when you get to the market?
When they have now put $1.
The effect of climate change on agriculture in Nigeria. Know what is the way out? Let's reason together. The studio line 0803 437 9453
and 0815 032 0226. Because
when it comes to agriculture, we are all stakeholders. So this is something that concerns everyone.
So we are now turning the microphones to you so that you can bring in your own contribution.
Sorry to our farmers out there.
I don't know whether Mama Igwe is a farmer. Mama, are you planting a wedu at your backyard? Ma, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Yes, ma.
You are no longer a sportsman, an agriculturist.
A farmer.
You're a farmer, as Kemi said. This is Igwe from Quarry Road.
Thanks for calling, ma. Yes, ma.
You made me feel nostalgic when you started telling us about those system of planting, melon plus cassava plus maize in those good old days. People were longing to plant. And I could remember when they had Kemi. Kemi is a young girl, so you may not remember. Whenever Baba Soja said, all schools should go on farming.
Yes.
And then we had very good yield in so many schools. And people were interested. What happened to such a policy? Along the line, it died off. Because there is no consistency in our political issues. We don't maintain anything. Once we do it for a period, we forget and throw it away. Not thinking of the majorities we do. Anyway, to talk about climate change.
Yes.
As you have rightly said, farmers should please, one, take note of the topography of the land, as you have said. Because if they plant on the high land and there is erosion, there will be a problem. Two, the populace should be mindful of how they throw waste into their gutters and make sure that we allow the water to flow in the right way so that the farm will not be overflooded when it comes to the time. And three, we should cultivate the habit of planting at the back of
Yes.
The land that you even be built for agric is already cemented. And so many homes don't have any land to plant on. But we should please still encourage that wherever they have the land, let them plant small things to ease out the cost of all these things. And again, we should think of the basins, river basin authority area. They should please make sure that they make sure the river basin is also functioning well, so that if there is problem of maybe climatic change, the basins encourage people and help us out. That's why I want us to speak. This is Ika from Kwari Road.
Thank you so much, Dama.
And where is Tissue?
She's back. She's back in Ukraine. They have not ended the war.
Because Kemi is now feeling so comfortable with you, laughing and commenting. We are good around that.
Titi, she will be back, man.
Thank you. Yes,
man. And you too, man. Thanks so much for your contribution. Yes, man. That's very incisive contribution. Very incisive. So we okay. Let's allow more calls because when we look at climate change, some of us are guilty. You buy a generator, you put it on, the carbon dioxide that goes out, the carbon monoxide,
yes,
it will deplete the ozone layer. There will be more rain.
And so many people don't even consider that.
For where?
They're always concerned about our own comfort.
You know, they put on there again, there will be noise. They don't care about what happens to the next door neighbor.
And one other thing that should also be done with caution is this issue of bush clearing.
Bush clearing and
when
bush burning.
When people want to start to work on their site, the first thing they will do is engage these bookies who come and clear the land. They will just burn. Even if care is not taken, this bush burning can affect the next building.
Surely.
If care is not taken, if there's nobody in the house to check them.
Surely.
You can imagine. Some people will get to their site and they'll just say that the iron sheets are all
burnt over. So let's take a few more calls. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good
morning, Wole. Good morning.
Comrade, thanks for calling this one.
Big, how are you?
Kemi.
Big, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yeah, give you another name this one.
Okay.
It's not today now. We agreed on that one.
I can understand, coverage.
Thank you. Kemi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
Wole?
Yes, sir.
You said Titi has gone back to Ukraine.
For a short while.
But you promised that she won't go back again. You made that promise now.
She said she loved that place.
And you agreed.
Fundamental human rights.
Well, I hope it's not going to be fundamental human left.
She'll be back short. She'll be back in a short while.
All right.
By God's grace.
Now, climate change.
Yes, sir.
And agricultural practice. I believe we are taking the two together.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
How it affects the other.
Good. Now, there's nothing we can do to prevent climate change. No doubt about that. What's his name? Saudi that suffering it because it went beyond its control.
Surely.
Agreed. I have made this suggestion a number of times. Increase the number of years of youth service, NYSC, to 2 years. Focus NYSC on food production. If we do this, I am sure there will be improvement in food supply. You have once brought an expert on this radio station who agreed with me and whom I thought was going to pursue it, but then I know Nigeria for what Nigeria is. Let's talk about that. But if those who are in authority can rethink polytechnics, it's theories everywhere. College of secondary school theories, primary school theories, nothing practical. Agriculture is about the only practical thing in the curriculum of education in Nigeria, and of course the curriculum of education in Nigeria is dysfunctional. It's not addressing the needs of the society, and that is the reality. And Wole,
yes, sir.
what did you plant at your backyard?
Plantain.
Oh, you planted plantain.
Yes, sir. And I'll be harvesting it.
Hey, that's a good one. Kemi,
Sir,
what did you plant?
I have vegetables.
Vegetables.
Yes,
Okay, and then you are using the same farm, right?
No.
Ah.
we have our different
We have
farms.
separated Paul from Barnabas.
Okay. Don't let Paul and Barnabas go on you. Now, I also put what I say into practice. I have one here.
Okay.
Yes, at my backyard. I'm even looking at it now. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
In fact, Wole, you are blessed. I love you.
Amen.
So, let us all practice what we are preaching.
Okay.
Do a bit of cottage farming. The good thing is that no matter what you plant in Nigeria, it will simply sprout.
Yes.
Surely.
It will grow. Yes. So,
comrade, before you go.
I'm still here.
Yes, sir. I just want to ask you, because we have a University of Agriculture in Abeokuta, should we be lacking in some of this farm produce?
Before the University of Agriculture, we had faculties of education, faculties of agriculture in virtually all the universities. What have they produced? Then the University of Agriculture in Abeokuta. Oh, sorry, I have my children there. They are there, theorizing, and I've always told them, look, I want a situation in which you will come back and put something into practice. One of them was complaining of, they had to go and breed pig and all the rest of it. I said, yes, why don't you go and breed pig? Go there and breed all these things. Now, I don't know what these universities and faculties are producing food-wise. Yes, they theorize, and they even go to the farmers in the rural areas, but their output is not encouraging, and we can jolly well lay this at the doorstep of the policy formulators. If you formulate the right policy,
Yes.
it will work. A policy that is self-generating, a policy that is self-sustaining, a policy that is meant to address the needs of the society, it will survive and it will work. But what do we have? Everybody is busy chasing after money. It's always money. What I will corner into my pocket. That's the major concern. So, policy formulators of education need to focus on the needs of the society, not just agric now, the needs of the society. And FUNAB and other universities running faculties of agriculture should make their work practical more than theoretical. It is too much theories that are producing nothing. I come from Otayemi.
Thank you so much.
Good morning to you, comrade, for your time with us this morning. He had enough time to really expatiate on the need for us to do more of practical things than theories.
003-437-9453 or 0815-032-0226. Well, the farmers need to be enlightened about the devastation.
They need more of education
Of this climate change.
Yes.
So that
and then, Kemi, there are some, in some countries, for example, in South Africa, if you are traveling from one city to the other, on one side of the road, it could be maize that they will plant in large quantities. On the other side, it could be animal husbandry. They don't rear cattle there. They rear goats, sheep, and all these brown goat and the rest of them, and smaller animals like that. So when they create farmland for specific reasons.
And that's why people always
and their animals don't stray away. They are located in a place. They're in a ranch.
They're being controlled.
They're in a ranch. So from Joburg to Pretoria, from Joburg to Durban, from Joburg to, you see it by the side of the road.
And that's why they don't laugh when it comes to this.
They don't, because their own our staple food here is rice. Their own staple food here is maize, because they use maize for everything they do. Is it for wheat? Is it for this? They use it.
That's why they'll tell you, when you get to this western climes, if you want to eat, you have enough food to eat. Just make sure you're not lazy.
And in South Africa today, they produce corn every week of the year. It's not that you have to wait till June, July. But no.
In abundance.
Because the little water they have there is for irrigation. We have plenty of water here. We are not utilizing it.
Are we even practicing this irrigation?
If they open the dam for Gosho River Basin for 5 minutes, people will not sleep in the shelter. We have large volume of water, and we're not using it for an advantage. That water can be used to power hydroelectrical something for us. We have enough light. Use water to do irrigation. And to even drink it. Because we have a lot of resources in this country that we are not really utilizing. And that is one of the reasons we keep having climate change.
Especially the unpredictable ones.
Surely.
Unpredictable ones. 003-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. We are still looking at the effect of climate change on agriculture in Nigeria. What is the way out? How do we go about
2012.
Shall we have more food in circulation?
2012, there was this devastating flood that affected Cross River, Bayelsa, Kogi, Benue, some part of Niger states, that swept away farmlands in large numbers.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're speaking with Christopher from Oba.
Oba, Christopher, thanks for calling.
Yes, sir, thank you. Actually, concerning the effect of climate change on us,
yes,
precisely in Africa, taking Nigeria as example, is a failure of our research institute to go down to the grassroots for sensitization. When the Ministry of Agriculture will introduce many programs for them to fight hunger, when the people that will practically farm for us to fight hunger in Nigeria did not know anything about the farming system will fail. Now, all these universities of agriculture, you go to the polytechnics, they have school of agri-engineering. You visit all these schools, they produce nothing. A graduate of ordinary farming cannot rest even 50 days. So, where are we heading to? Most of us, we are graduates. We are not interested in government job. How much are they paying? Let's not be fighting for this minimum wage. Let's genuinely graduate people that are employable. Because if you check the surrounding of Nigeria, charges are over everywhere. Truly capitalizing the knowledge they had from China. And most of us now are working under them at level, and they are not considering the certificate we have. It's only the manpower we have, because there's not that we can do it. So actually, some of our candidates are not even employable in the agricultural sector. So we need to press up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christopher. He called from Oba this morning, and
on this issue of enlightenment, going down to the
exactly.
grassroots.
Before I come back to one of the facts you raised, in 2012 there was this devastating flood that affected farmers and residents of Bayelsa, Rivers, Kogi, Benue, some part of Niger, and other areas of the country. Swept away farmlands, destroyed a lot of crops and animals, and then because they said it was the effect of climate change. How are we tapping into that?
And that's some things to have been done to avert.
Exactly.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir.
A beautiful morning to you.
Thank you, sir.
My elder brother Wole
My senior say, good morning, sir.
Good morning. I've deleted myself.
You are my senior sake now. Good morning, sir.
Well, Comrade Adebayo had made very good submissions. I just want to compliment it. Wole,
Yes, sir.
our leaders know what is right. Perhaps they just decided not to do it. Now, we have been clamoring for the review of these little farm settlements, all about in the southwest, which was established by Papa Awolowo.
Yes.
Those places are still there. Why can we not put these people coming for service to those places, so that they can be practicing agriculture, so that we will have enough food to eat. Apart from the skyrocketing prices of things these days, even the food are not sufficient. The farm products are not sufficient. The little that we have, we are exporting again. You are aware that cassava is being exported now.
Yes.
And that is why Gary cannot be easy to come by now. Why don't we bring back those farm settlements? Let the youth service corps members go there, spend 2 years like Comrade Adebayo had suggested, and you will know what we will have from those places within the 2 years. I don't know why we leave what is right and continue to do what is not right. There was the time I was asking you, are our leaders listening to all these radio programs? You said they are listening. I don't believe they are listening. Can you do that, please?
God bless us.
Record all these programs, send it to them, let them listen to it themselves. Because I'm not sure they are listening to all these programs. Good morning.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Talking about this climate change, I think in 2015, some world leaders signed a major treaty, which we call the Paris Agreement, to put these solutions into practice. They talk about the greenhouse gas emissions, which we need to get to zero as soon as possible. They also talked about the forests and oceans, which play vital important roles in regulating our climate, with increasing the natural ability of forests and oceans to absorb carbon dioxide, just like you said earlier, and can help stop global warming. They also talked about the main ways to stop climate change, which are pressure government and businesses to keep fossil fuels in the ground, just like you said. Most companies, they are generating the fumes
just into the atmosphere. How often do we implement some of these policies? That's another question. How often do we implement some of these policies? Okay, 003 379453. Good morning.
Hello, welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, good show by
Okay.
Yes, actually, concerning what the man just spoke and just spoke now, concerning our little farm in the southwest. Nothing is there in that farm. Let's say the truth to ourselves. I served in Ikiti State and I was the president of Agricultural Seniors Group. In Orange, to be precise, I went to that federal government farm for me to get a land for one member to farm for 1 year. They will not get anything to run. They tell us that flying are over every week. They will chop all what we produce. And I visited the farm. After visiting the farm, I discovered that the place is a bush through. So that farm has been done to something else. So let's say the truth to ourselves. Please, government should empower the youth. This 1 year service should be used for production of food. Let's take other things aside.
Okay.
We seriously need this thing for us to be talking about of the salary of it. Let's find something that will be earning every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christopher, for calling back. He added another value to it. I think what part of the steps government has taken is planting trees, afforestation exercise. But how consistent is the planting trees exercise is? How many states have embraced it?
We still have this issue of illegal
Felling of trees. And when you when a tree is felled
and it's not
now
replaced,
and it's not replaced, you are exposing the land to a lot of devastating effects. So we need to embrace tree planting. We need to embrace constant farming. We need to study the topography of land before you choose.
to
And not only even the topography, even the nutrient of the soil, the type of the soil. You need to check. Let me give an example. If you go to Akwa Ibom, Uyo precisely, in some parts of Uyo, you can plant yam in your neighborhood without having ridges.
Okay.
Because the house I lived in Uyo, at the backyard, there was no ridge. And the yam is as long as this height. It's about how many? More than 2-3 feet long. Down deep there, because the soil texture is sandy. So as a farmer, you need to know the texture of the soil. Then look at the topography of the soil. If there is going to be heavy rain, will the water wash away, or will it be stored like a pond? If it's going to be like a pond, then make sure you make that place a fish pond. Okay. You now dredge the land, put concrete dredges, and make it a fish pond.
I mean, when we talk about this, I think we should start investing in renewable energy.
Yeah.
Changing our main energy sources to clean.
Kemi, we cannot finish the topic.
And renewable energy.
We cannot finish this topic.
That would be the best way to stop.
We cannot finish this topic in 2 editions.
Using fossil fuels that we've been talking about.
We can't finish it in two editions. So let's first look at our environment. So some of us who plant at the backyard, not everywhere you concrete, as Comrade Dwyer said. You give room for some places you can just put as little beds to plant your vegetables. And then make sure the water goes into the soil. Not every water washes away. No, it's dangerous. Let the water go into the soil. Okay, we've got to go. The time is not really on our side this morning, Kemi. We have to find.
We could go on and on, especially with farmer Wole, Otayemi.
Well, let's thank the production team this morning. Chris Ogbu has been the man at the newsroom sending all the reports. He's been working assiduously. And our ICT this morning, we have Francis Eniosho and Folake Shueton. They have been doing wonderfully well to make sure we arrive on all our social media platforms, on our Facebook, on our YouTube, on our X handle, Instagram, and TikTok. That's their handiwork this morning. Studio manager Samuel Odunleye and the producer Yemisi Shodipo. My name is Wole Otayemi. Plant something today to prepare for harvesting tomorrow. Have a pleasant weekend.
Kemi, Sofolawe, Chukwu. Let's embrace agriculture. Enjoy your weekend.